Oh man, all right. Let's see. Here it comes, guys. You ready? The review. The Reepal review. So a lot of people talked about Uncharted 3 not being as good as 2, not being as good as 1. But I think that this game is really up there. Like, when I compare it to 2, I think it's right up there. I think it's like side by side with 2. I don't know if I would put it above 2, but the first half of this game, it has a lot of Uncharted 2 vibes in it, right? The whole storyline thing of like, oh, let's go figure this out. Oh my god, the bad guys are here first. Oh my god, the bad guys are here second, and they're just gonna steal the stuff that we just figured out doing these puzzles. Like, that shit's hella played out already, right? So I think that 3, it's kind of held back a little bit because 2 was so good, right? So in my opinion, I think 3 is like right there with 2 though. And here's the thing, in 2, I didn't really like the ending of it. Like, the ending was crazy, it was cool and all, it was emotional, but I didn't enjoy the fights in it as much, right? And I think that in this game, the game kind of built up. It built up over time, right? Like, it starts off with this like throwback to young Nathan and everything, and that's like a really cool look back. And then you have him like doing this puzzle solving. The puzzles in this game, by the way, were amazing. These were some of the best puzzles out of all the games, period. So I think these were like the most challenging but satisfying puzzles in all 3 of them. The spiders in this thing was kind of whatever. Those chase sequences are kind of whatever in general, but like they're still kind of fun sometimes. But the overall storyline of like, who is this lady? How did Nathan and Sully get shot at the very beginning? Oh, they were just faking, they're just kidding. You know, like all those twists, like Sully's dead, just kidding, I was just on drugs. You know, like, they're interesting, they're not like the best. But I do feel like this game super duper turned around right at the time you got to the abandoned boat sequence. Like, from there on out, this game is like probably, in my opinion, more fun than 2 was at that point on. So it's really weird, like, because I think the first half of the game is weaker than 2, but the second half of the game is stronger than 2. So I think, like, overall, I kind of put them equal. I think 2 and 3 are about the same to me, which is pretty interesting. I didn't expect that coming in. The only weird part that they didn't really touch on again, you know, in the first half of this game, they were talking about like Nathan, when's it gonna be enough? Just give it up. This is too dangerous. You know, and they keep on saying that. You know, Chloe says it, Sully says it, Elena says it, and it's like, Jesus, everyone does want Nathan to do this shit. And then they all just forget about it. They're just like, whatever, let's go do this shit. You know, like, I thought that was the weirdest part of the story for me. The Jason Statham guy, you know, like, that character was kind of weird. I didn't really care for him. Like, he broke his legs jumping off and stuff. Actually, you know, man, this game is really up there. This game might be better than 2. This game actually might be better than 2. I'm thinking about the scene where I got crushed by the tower. You know, like, obviously, it's also going kind of in the direction of the Fast and Furious movies at this point, right? Because you expect the crazy shit. Like, in Uncharted 2, the train sequence where it's hanging off and you gotta climb it up, that's just crazy. Uncharted 2, when you're inside the building and the helicopters are blowing it up from outside, you're like running through the collapsing building, that was like phenomenal, right? This game, the boat sequence and the airplane sequence right after, back to back, were both ridiculous too. I really enjoyed the ocean sequence, and even when you're on the cruise ship while it's sinking and the boat's like sideways and you gotta like climb up the doors to go upwards and stuff, a lot of that stuff was super fun. So yeah, I think this game is right up there with 2. It's hard to say because I had like a month or 2 gap which one I think is better, but I think this game easy 9 out of 10 for this game. Like, I don't think it's like anywhere near an 8, not even close, you know. So 9 out of 10 minimum. Like, it's really hard to say if it's like a 9.5 to me. It's not a 10, right? It's definitely like a 9, not a 10. Definitely not a 10. So yeah, I think I would give it a solid 9. Like, maybe you would see GameStop. Maybe you would see, I saw in the chat, maybe you would see Uncharted 2 at like a 9.5, maybe. But yeah, this game's super duper good, man. Super good. The fact that this is a PlayStation 3 game, remastered for PlayStation 4, And you know, dude, I should also mention, like, it looks phenomenal, right? But then also the music in this game, super good. The music in this game is fantastic. You think this game has slightly better gameplay than 2, but 2 had the better story? Yeah, I think so. I think that's pretty easy. The gameplay in 2 got really tedious at the end. In 3, the tedious part was those armored guys with the helmets, you know. But like, yeah, the music in this, the presentation, the graphics, you know, the voice acting is always pretty good in these games. The animation systems, you know, from Naughty Dog in general have always been top tier. The hand-to-hand combat, I felt like there was way more hand-to-hand combat in this game, right? Like pushing people up against the counters and stuff to punch them out, and all the different kind of death animations. Even that final fight scene, you know, when I'm punching the black hair dude, I don't even know if that guy had a name in this game. But when I'm fighting that guy, even though I died a couple times, when you replay it, the camera angles are completely flipped. You know, and it's like, wow, that's some pretty good replay value there. That doesn't feel as recycled as the fight is, right? Because a lot of times, like, you'll swing, he grabs you, you mash circle to break out, whatever, you know? It's really interesting the way they make it interesting despite... Oh, dude, the horse scene? The horse scene is so stupid. But yeah, that's what I was saying about this thing being more like the Final Fantasy movies. Like, as... Final Fantasy movies. Fast and Furious movies. As the Fast and Furious movies got further and further, they got, like, crazier and crazier. I think the last Fast and Furious movie, they're driving on ice, shooting rocket launchers from cars. You know, it's like, what am I watching? It's just so bizarre, right? I think this one starts getting there. It really starts getting like that one jump I did where I jumped off the chandelier thing, like a story across, 2 stories down, and caught the ladder, and just like, yeah, whatever, no sweat. You know, like that part made it feel a little more like bullshitty than previous games. Have I played the last 3 Tomb Raiders? They're very similar to Uncharted. I've played the last 2 of them. The last one, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, whatever I think it is, I think I got that for free with PlayStation Plus, so we can play that after we're done with the Uncharted series. I do like the Tomb Raider games. I played them before I started playing Uncharted. So for me, I have the reverse thing where, you know, I played Tomb Raider first, I was like, this is amazing. And then I played Uncharted, and I was like, oh, this is like Tomb Raider. Whereas I think a lot of people went the other way around with it. Because I tried Uncharted 1 way back when, and I couldn't aim on analog sticks, I just gave up. I was like, whatever, not a big deal. But yeah, overall, really enjoyed this game. Uncharted 3, equal to Uncharted 2 in my opinion. It's just good.